And we are live. So I just got off of our good friend Paul Italia's show, and it went great actually, and it was fun. He had Alex on there from Canada, dude. That dude is a beast. Um, and the regular crew on there. Um, that champ from India. I mean, it was pretty cool. He didn't bully me too much, you know. That was nice of him. But yeah. Anyway, I look forward to pulling him though. Hopefully, I don't let everybody down. Started drinking full glasses of semen. Oh yeah, that is funny. Hold on. So the one dude, Tom's getting paid. Freddie's not, and I don't think he knew about it. So that's not good. That's pretty funny though. That's gonna cause some shit. But yeah. Other than that, I mean, pretty good show. Paul always puts on a good show. So, but yeah, I'd be pissed if I knew someone else was getting paid and I was. I mean, I'm kind of irritated that I got to pay to go out there and fucking. I'm the one who was challenged. They should come to me, you know. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can't fucking please everybody. That was funny though. That was a funny little podcast. Fucking Eric Harlan, the racist in there. Fucking holy Jesus, this fucking guy. Fucking weirdo. I'm just sending out the link. If anybody wants to come on. No, they're definitely not paying for my flight, dude. Nothing. No flight, no hotel. Paul Italia said that's part of my my punishment for talking shit to him, and part of him challenging me is my punishment is having to come out of pocket to go to this tournament. But there's $1,000 on the match, so if I win, I could possibly make some of it back. I agree with that. Isn't that fucked up?
Yep, I would agree with that too.
A lot of people are telling me fuck that, but I'm kind of looking at it as it's good promotion for 98 leading up to it. So, the cost of a flight and a hotel, like we're probably making that back in our name out there. And
there is a certain amount of cheek when he says to no audience, no, you challenged me, you got to come to me, but then he challenges you, but you got to go to him.
I did get a pin on Paul though. He did not expect that, so that was good. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, that's me trying to stay positive for sure. But yeah, like I said, I'm going over there. I've never been to fucking Arizona, so and promoting 98 fucking on the other side of the country. Fuck it. That's my way of staying positive about this whole thing so that I don't start crying.
Mm-hmm. That is remarkable that from the previous program with Alex, 19 inches at his weight, 19-inch bicep.
Paul got absolutely embarrassed from what I heard and ran out of the building in tears. 100% that happened.
Good job, Ryan.
Hey, how'd I do?
Good job. You did. You represented well. Excellent.
I'm surprised Paul admitted that I got a pin on him to everybody. I didn't think he was trying when I pinned him, to be honest.
Hard to tell.
Hey, that's what I said with when I got at TJ's tournament, I suck so bad that whenever I win, I think, is that person really trying?
Oh, hold on. I'll be right back. Paul Italia's calling me.
Tell him to come on.
Yeah.
Get him on here.
Yeah, I will
So,
say
Dave,
this.
I think
If I will say this, Adam, if your left has improved anything like your right was the other night, I don't think I'm going to get a win on you next time, like I did last time.
no, I don't know. I honestly can't speak to the left. So we would just have to see on a ready go situation. The problem with me, Dave, is I pull very differently now in a tournament setting than I do slow pull. I trained for a couple of years with Tim Inman, and we practiced a lot of ready goes. So I really try to hit with all my power. So if I could get you over, it would just be a matter of left-handed if I had the moves too, because you're real sticky, sort of right in an open position. It would just depend if my left has enough
Well, I'm very sticky in two different places, so that would help you because my right arm, I'm sticky towards the pad, where the left arm, if I get over there, I can't hang on the bicep as well. My sticky position is pretty much straight up, or if I can hold you on my side of the table and wear you down. I really and actually, in a way that's not true. In a way, I mean that's generally true, except here once again, this is the weirdness. When I first start, I really, I get practice where I really can't hold people that well on the bicep left. After 45 minutes, I can.
you get warmed up.
I can't understand what it is. And I've often said is that my central nervous system takes longer to warm up. Being at my age, I don't know, but
So if you watch some of the best competitors, the WAL used to attach a heart rate monitor to their athletes.
Mhm.
And usually the ones who could get up the most, their blood pressure would go way up, their heart rate, everything did the best. So yes, there is something to you getting your nervous system firing and getting ready for that hit. There's a lot to that.
Well, I'm like, I had that, before I came to Virginia on Saturday, I stopped, like I say, I stopped at practice in Bethesda, Maryland. Four of us there. The other guys, it was kind of funny because their three ages combined were 5 years younger than my age. But they had kind of set me up with this one dude. He's like 6'5", 6'6", but very thin. So he's much lighter than I was. And every last, he got the hit every time. But I could catch, right arm, I got him 3-0 because I could catch it and I was strong enough to pull him back. Left on two, he basically snuck by me on a couple where two of them I caught him and win one, but he won 3-2 because I'm just not that fast at all.
The hit is something that has to be trained unless you're natural at it. So definitely.
No, I'm not that fast, and I'm very much of and even my wins, as I tell people, I can really never remember winning a quick match. I've never flashed anybody, never. And I really don't win quick matches. And like I say, with those statistics I quoted you a while ago, I don't win that often. But when I do, they're usually a grinder.
Right.
Either a grinder long or that it went a couple rounds like ours. We actually pulled 3 times before we finished the match.
Yeah. Now, Ryan, do you have a hit? We didn't. I should have gone over that with you. I should have let you hit some. I didn't think to do that, but do you hit often when you're pulling?
No. I mean, I'm training a hit in the top roll.
Good.
Yeah, as if I'm going to let this fucking guy on the show.
Don't tell me.
Yeah.
He almost started to try something with me in the comments.
Fuck that guy, dude.
Look who's in the waiting room.
Who is it?
Yeah. Do not let him in, dude.
Yeah. Eric.
We don't have
Yeah, that's crazy.
Racist on here.
That's crazy. He denied the invitation to come on when he did have the chance to come on.
Yeah.
And he responds on his channel saying,
"Fucking shit."
I didn't want to come on. I don't ever want to come on your show. Eric, make up your damn mind, please.
Fucking guy. What a loser. Anyway.
He was telling me one of the people
he just spent his whole week's paycheck on giving super chats to Paul Italia.
Yeah, so here's the beauty of this whole situation, Eric. If you're listening, there are lots of leagues as arm wrestling's growing, everything's growing. All the leagues. There are tons of leagues out there. So it's not like it's the end of the world.
I of course, since I was driving, I was watching him, but I couldn't watch the the commentary on the side. But he did. I asked him how many people were on, and he said, well, he thought he wasn't really watching it that carefully either. But he thought he had 17 live, and one of the guys that was there that had made some comments was AB, and I said, well, I wasn't sure who that was, so I'm not sure if it was an AB I know or a different one.
Yeah, I tried to keep it positive in spite of the really down atmosphere. I tried to tell them there's lots of leagues out there, keep moving forward. I tried to lift up a little bit.
A mixture of both.
Because I understand the notion that not everybody is a fit for everything in business, in sports. And in my opinion, Eric, you should just keep moving forward, keep training, and stop dwelling on the losses so much, and we just move forward in your career.
And also jump off a bridge.
Oh, come on, Ryan.
Well, and I mean, he's made the point that he doesn't have a a filter on his mouth, and so I think just have to work on that as well. And I say that in all
yes, if he's gonna be on podcasts and do public speaking, yes, for sure.
Well, when he made just making that video himself about his point of view on, like, I'm just shaking my head, like, dude, you're just proving that you're fucking weird and racist.
Well, I didn't say it was necessary. We all grew up somewhat educated. We know the issues of racism. We know the history, and it's kind of redundant.
But to be, to say like, oh, here's the definition of racism. Oh, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. Like,
it's just,
well, dude, they all fucking, the way he said it, absolutely was in a way that defines.
It was not a great PR move at all. I agree.
No, that was a bad idea. But anyway, fuck that guy, and we don't need to talk about him. I just don't want him on the show ever. I don't see giving that guy a fucking platform. He has his own channel with fucking 10 followers. He's gonna have to work his ass off at Freddy's fucking steak burgers and custards to fucking make back that super chat money.
Ryan, to be fair, invite somebody on, because we're not not Eric, but invite somebody, because we shouldn't be bashing him without him having a chance to defend himself. We're above that, all that kind of
well, you are. Who's this? James Neantis. Hello, 98 first timer came from Paul's channel. Well, welcome, James.
Come on the show.
Yeah, put the link up, Ryan.
Ryan, right here. Hey,
Ryan. I want to meet this James who had such insightful questions.
Someone come on the show. Let's see if someone will come on. I mean, it is fucking 11 o'clock at night.
Which means it's early for us.
Carolyn Lewis in the house.
Carolyn, I'm a pretty late night guy.
Carolyn missed me on Paul's podcast.
I think the collaboration between you and Paul is good. On share Wednesday nights a little bit. He's got the rest of Wednesday afternoon. You got Friday. It's not bad.
Yeah,
they didn't let you talk. They didn't let you talk very much, though.
I just stopped trying. When you have fucking Greg Brown on there, dude, you can't get a word in.
Yeah.
He talks.
But see, and then even Greg Brown asked you about 98, like he wanted to know, and then they talked over you.
Yeah.
He gave you a.
Yeah, I don't care.
So I don't know.
I was just like, whatever. Fuck it. But he asked me to come on next week too.
Oh yeah. Paul's smart. He sees that you're going places, and he wants to attach himself. There could be some collaborations to come out of it.
Carolyn
said, "What's up, friends?" 98.
I was impressed that Queenslander was on with us tonight, because it is Friday, but it was like, Queenslander don't have a job. It was 9 o'clock, more or less 9-10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, in in Victoria, Australia, where he's living now. So I thought,
Carolyn, Carolyn said, Ryan, I didn't know you were going on there. I didn't know either. He asked me today if I'd go on to replace Pradeep. And then he just called again saying, good job, and asked if I could go on next week too. So I said, sure, why not?
One thing I can envision would be a 98% league team versus Italia Arm Wrestling Productions League, where you send like 6 of your best guys from each team and they have a battle royale.
We thought about doing that with the AWU guys, but like
That'd be all.
They like try to challenge our low level guys like me and Dave Shell. And I'm like,
no,
dude,
it needs to,
if you're gonna challenge us, like at least let us pick our own fucking champions.
Well, yeah, it would have to be good matches. Kind of like a Game of Arms style. You know, you show up at a location and 6 guys from one team.
Well, and the other problem with them is even once they get somebody that agrees to come on, then they basically treat them like horse turds. And that's how they blew it with Bob Brown. Bob Brown was in one of their events, and then they started bad-mouthing him up one side, down the other. He basically said, drop dead.
Well, then scratch that then.
Plus, it's unfair because, let's face it, there are a lot of crazy, strong pullers in the Northeast. So,
yeah, you'd have
the guys we have to choose from.
You'd have the advantage.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, whatever. But I love how a lot of guys from other parts of the country, like California and Florida, always talk shit about us in the Northeast. But I would love to see
they could pull together some people. I mean,
they definitely could. But I think they would be surprised by the guys up here that are not known, because we have a lot of no-name guys that are just fucking monsters that nobody knows. You know what I mean?
I agree. The Northeast seems to be where it's at for arm wrestling right now, but Paul has roots in California too. He could probably network out there and find some people. And
it's mainly because it's so saturated up here with arm wrestlers. So like, think about the high caliber practices up here and names. Like, so you get to go, if you want to go to a practice every week with Paul Lynn, you can.
Storm Chalino, Paul Lynn, Rob Bidgen Jr. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Dave Chafee, fucking
Jason Merlot, Travis Bajan. Travis Bajan's only like 4 hours, 3.5 hours from me.
Kevin Kaler, nobody's heard of.
I got to say that Adam here forced me to shake hands with Travis this weekend.
His hand is solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got a good hand.
I mean, I've shaken his hand before, but that was before we were on bad terms.
Well, what surprised me about Travis, his hand is no longer than mine, but it's so thick. It's like kind of like your hand. If your hand was like an inch longer, it'd be the same size as Travis.
That is correct, dude. Mismatches all day. Those chinless bastards from the rest of the country have no chin.
See, you can't let him see. We stopped talking about Eric Harlan for 10 minutes, and somebody's got to bring him back. They just won't let him rest. He's everywhere.
Where?
Where's not getting Anya on here or something?
Well, one of the biggest surprises, I think Ryan would agree, on Saturday is when Alex and his wife said, "Yo, we listened to your program in British Columbia." We were like, "Holy crap!"
Amazing.
Yeah, that was cool. The dude Alex that was on Paul's from Canada, him and his wife said they sometimes tune in and watch our podcast or listen to it. I was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." I'd like to have Alex on. He said he would come on, so we might do more of like an interview rather than have him on the live.
That'd be good.
So I don't know. We'll see.
I think the more shows you put out, the more content you put out, the better for the brand. Absolutely. It's a matter of your time, though. You're a busy man. It's hard to do all that.
But yeah, I'll talk to Corey Miller and try to get that match to happen. That'd be cool.
I wrote in the comments, I think it's a mismatch. I think Alex is too much for Corey.
Probably, I think, because of the weight.
Yeah, and so Tim Inman, who I keep mentioning, was my training partner or coach. He was my coach, and he pulled with Corey Miller for years and years and years. And Corey would always get the edge on him, but Alex is a level above those guys in size.
And I think though, if we threw Alex in with someone like, say, Merlot,
That'd be too much.
I don't know how he would do, because I think
Merlot would be too much for him.
I know Merlot beats Artem, so
Merlot would be too much for him. I've gripped up with Merlot in a couple occasions, and I think Justin Bishop would be a good match for Alex.
Yeah.
Because Justin was always when I talked to him and his brother Josh, when I met them years ago, Josh was always the bigger one, and Justin was a 176, 185 guy at most.
Yeah.
So that could be right on the money.
That'd be cool, man. Let's try to reach out to some people and see what's up. But like I said, I got to see what we get in for sponsor money, because that decides who we can fly in. And I'd imagine a flight from British Columbia is not cheap.
$1,000, I don't know. We're all too. You got me and Dave on here, the two serious guys, and you're kind of tired, and so it's like we need a comedian back on here.
Yeah, who's going to come on?
Let's say we have to recruit some whack job.
Anything. Rob Vidgen Jr., the ultimate comedian.
Well, and then for that matter, I mean, it was nice to bracket the program tonight, but in all honesty, with Ryan sitting there yawning and with us going on in less than 2 days, actually, Friday night's going to be kind of a strange situation because Ryan's going to bring us up, but then he has to go set up. So I'll probably be the chief cook and bottle washer on.
If you guys can go on and run the show while I'm away, when I get back, I'll jump on again.
Yeah,
absolutely. You got it.
And make sure.
And we'll go live from the
venue
while we're setting up.
So how are you going to do the filming? So for your tournament, how are you running the filming?
We do just like this. Like we log into StreamYard and then go live.
So no two table views or anything?
Oh, this fucking guy, dude.
So Ryan, before I know we got to address this, but before we do, the format from can you get a two table set up? Is there any way, or is it's just going to be an overhead pan to the whole event?
Well, and at the moment, we're not absolutely certain whether it depends on attendance, whether we're running one or two. We want to run two, but it's not an absolute certainty.
I got you.
Why is this guy on here so badly?
Well, you could let him on and find out.
You'd have to ask him, Ryan. Dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't want him on here.
Yeah.
You know, we booted him for a reason, and I want to stand by that.
All right.
You know? But yeah, so yeah, we can call in from two different phones as if it would be two different guests and just put them on here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's how we've done it in the past. But yeah, that's probably what we'll do also for setup, and then we'll, that way we can test, work out any bugs, make sure their Wi-Fi is good there. Then the next day we'll just go live that way.
Yeah, we haven't Lucha. We haven't seen Yorick for quite a while, at least that I remember. He's in hiding.
I think his meth lab blew up.
It's certainly possible.
Can you clarify that question? I didn't understand that.
Oh, well, Dan Yorick from Washington State used to come on occasionally.
Oh, okay.
And, we were, that was the big joke about, his, meth lab you're running in Washington. I'm not sure how much of a joke it was, but that was, shall we say, one of the standard storylines, maybe a better way of putting it than joke, storylines. But yeah, so
Eric is haunting me now. Now he's got me involved in this.
What did he do?
Well, when he came on as Tim, the guy's crafty. I was just talking about a guy named Tim, wasn't I?
Oh, that's why he chose that name. Nice.
I'm just speculating. He may be a little more crafty than I gave him credit for.
Well, I mean, I don't know why he bothers to watch our podcast since he hates us so much. Like, fucking go do
Eric,
something.
let me say this. I got no problem with you. You do your messing with somebody else. I think you should just keep moving forward, keep pulling, get stronger, so you can pull Italia again.
Maybe find a new job.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but I'm too much for you on the table. You need to. I've got about 5 years in, so find somebody else to pick around with.
He was trying to challenge me the other day, and I'm like, I don't even want to fucking have a match with this guy.
I think your hand is too his style. He doesn't have the hand and wrist strength. I think he try to flop on you and you just roll him over like Georgie Svetkov does.
I mean, he
Roll him
lost
out.
to Paul Italia, so
Yeah.
yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, dude. Like, I think in a
Well,
in a match, I think you'd beat me, and you
but
lost.
let me tell you why. All right, because I've got 100% hit. The
Yeah.
match is I would catch you off center probably, and then I don't. You could if I just let you, you would top roll me. People beat me by just going back inside.
Yeah.
But Italia didn't beat me that day. See, before y'all even anybody came over, I pulled with him, and he couldn't do anything.
Oh, really?
Well, that superhero cape you were wearing would help too.
The cape helped a lot.
Plus you were fresh, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I pulled. He was the first person I pulled. Then I gripped up with you, and then some other people. The new guy, Mike, who was very strong. Mike from Rhode Island.
Yeah, he's been texting me, man.
Yeah, he kept saying,
He has an incredible.
You even trying. It's like, yeah. I mean, you're just that much stronger than I am, pal.
Dude, his grip is ridiculous.
It feels like
when he learns
manual.
When he learns what to do with that, oh my god. I mean, that's his first tournament and he placed. So
he won. He got first place. They didn't give out any second places. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's typical of Travis too. We did that in a previous one. Yeah, once you can have any. In fact,
what is it? Oh, the medal.
You have any
medal? Come on! If you're not busy, man, we're losing steam here.
Yeah, just killing a little time, but it's only
because I don't usually go on fucking midweek. You know, I'm like,
well, we had good success with that.
Good.
Remember, she said, Dave, that one Wednesday night there were more views than the Friday night. I think it was 2 Wednesdays ago. When was that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we got a ton of super chats and like people were like really getting involved and commenting. Oh, cool. Metal said he'll come on. Got to meet him.
Tell me a little bit about
Knuckles Up. I got to meet him.
Fill me in because I don't want to interrogate him. So tell me a little about him before he comes on because I don't know him.
Right. Alec Goose looked incredible in VA. No wonder he beat Paul. Damn. Yeah, he did.
I gripped up with Alec, and he would beat me 3-0 in a super match right now.
Yeah, Alec's strong.
He told me to work on my
I would love to see him and Paul fresh on each other. I think it'd be.
Alex would destroy him. Alex would destroy him.
Fresh with a decent referee.
With a decent ref. Yeah,
Alex would win that.
Chuck got a lot of complaints on the reffing, even from Travis.
Wow. So tell me about this guy coming on. Give me the brief.
Lucius said, Metal is a legend.
Well, that's good. I need to know the legend.
So I know he watches a lot of like the podcasts that we all watch and a lot of the usual suspects watch. So I met him at Knuckles Up. He does arm wrestle, and he had a friend with him who is just getting into arm wrestling who had like a fucking 200-inch fucking hand. Huge hand.
Awesome.
Now, when that guy puts it together, it's going to be crazy. But super nice dude, and he's come on here a couple times since, and
nice. And he helps. He's involved with Knuckles Up. I take it.
No, he just went to their tournament, their
okay.
Knuckles Up event. So that was it was cool to meet him there.
So
met Lucia there too. He went there and he was there, so that was cool too to meet some of these guys in person.
So what's his name? His name, who we won't mention, brought up. I was watching the chat on Italia's show, and he posed the derogatory question. He said, "What are you going to do after your loss to Paul Italia?" I'd say, Ryan, what's your next match after you win Paul Italia? Who else would you like to pull?
Fucking nobody. I'm retiring as soon as this stupid match is over.
One and done.
Yeah, maybe Dave Shell just to shut him up.
Oh, what if Nanya wins? Paul, you could have the grand championship for Nanya, you against Nanya.
I'd have to start training for a press. You know, I mean, I know what to do with a press because, there's a few people at practices I've been to the press, and I mean, basically, if they're quicker than you, you just want to go with them and try to fucking do the old can opener.
Yeah, and that's when when you do that, and if they're coming with you to press, they're going to lose their wrist.
They'll lose their own wrist, right? In theory, having a much shorter.
What you got to watch out for is what you got to watch out for, and I'll show you at Winter Blast if we get some time to mess around. Is the real good hook presser who pulls you in and then goes sideways.
Yeah,
that's a whole different animal. But that has a lot to do with your cupping. If they can cup you in and go use down pressure and then roll their shoulder in, that can be hard to deal with.
What's up with all the beta energy from the panels?
Yeah, I was going to say, well,
all right.
He who criticizes the lack of energy can always come on and charge us up.
Schmo, give me your address and pay my gas money. I'll call him arm wrestle you right now. I'm dead serious. I'll drive. I will leave right now, Independence, Virginia. Get in the car.
No,
I will come to where you are, and I will arm wrestle you.
Any of our 16 listeners and watches later knows of anybody who practices in Kentucky or that area on a Monday, let me know. I'm thinking of making a long Thanksgiving weekend, and I have a Monday open at the moment down there.
Hey, Metal, sorry Dave's being so rude and not saying hello.
No,
what's up?
Before he came on.
There we go. That's the energy we needed.
Oh, yeah. The metal is in the house!
This is your
my first time using my phone today, so it was really weird and very small.
You make me want to get out my guitar out and thrash around some.
Do it, brother. Do it. Do it. I'll provide the headbanging.
So, Metal, if you can come to Knuckles Up, can you come to Domestic Disturbance on Saturday?
Domestic Disturbance. What is that?
It's our tournament that's taking place in suburban Philadelphia this Saturday, the 11th.
Saturday, the 11th of what?
This Saturday. 11th.
The 11th of.
Oh boy, I got. I'm going to be
short notice.
Swanson East versus West 10 that day, but I got Virginia States as well, also that day. So, but
are you coming to Winter Blast?
What's that?
Are you coming to Winter Blast?
I sure am. I'm going to be prepping for Winter Blast.
Fucking right, dude.
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know where my level's at right now. I haven't competed since last year, so we'll see how it goes. I'll be in
awesome.
How big are you? You got the voice of a 200-pound guy. How big are you?
Well,
stop judging him by his voice.
Voice shaming, yeah.
Voice shaming. I compete in the 230s. Right now, I'm kind of a fat ass after all the Halloween candy, so I'm like 245 right now. But I sit around 235, 240 normally. I'd like to get down to where I'm comfortably at 230 though.
Nice.
And then I can put on a few pounds before a competition instead of cutting.
I can tell by his voice he's probably over 6 foot tall too. Close to it.
A little bit, just barely.
He's a big, powerful man.
Seems that way.
Wait, where's your buddy with the fucking 20-inch hands?
But he's actually coming over tomorrow to hang out for the weekend.
Oh, nice.
It's his birthday weekend. Yep.
Nice. How's he coming along?
We identified his weak spots, and he's been training them. And I can't top pro him out of straps anymore.
I bet with that fight.
His riser's already there, his leverage is already there. But he's working on his pronation now. He's learning how to use his pronation.
Nice.
And that hand size, that lever, plus
dude.
that rise and the pronation.
His hand wrapped around mine twice.
I can't. Usually my strength is in my pronation, but his fingers go all the way like here. So when I try to pronate, I pronate into his palm, so it doesn't work. He's good. He's good training for my hand and wrist for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
He's containing you.
Especially if he stays loose and makes people like go further into his fucking. Oh my god.
So you want to go? You're fighting a losing battle going back and out. You got to go inside against those guys.
Exactly. Yeah. If
I'm
not in straps, I got to go inside with him.
If you go inside with them, can you get them?
Oh, easily. Yeah. Easily inside.
Most guys that have those big hands that are good at top rolling, if you get them in a hook, they're fucked.
Yeah, but his pronation is getting better now, so I'm having more trouble cupping him.
Yeah,
it's the point where I don't have many more.
I saw that when you showed me.
Yeah, if you can't cup him and you can't match his top roll, that's a bad recipe.
When you showed me his hand, I was like, oh yeah, this dude's gonna be a beast.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, when I first met him, I was like, he had no idea arm wrestling was really a thing, like a sport. Yeah. And I told him like you'd be good at arm wrestling, man. Like you should come over, join the sport. Let me know if you want to get on the table. And it took about a year before he
agreed
he got into it. I invited him to watch. It was one of the East versus West. And he was like, okay, I'll give it a try, I guess. And then he saw how awesome it was.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, that was pretty freaking cool. And then I got him on the table for a little bit. And he was like, I showed him some things. He's like, wow, this is really cool. And he got the bug for it. And he arm wrestled his cousins, and he just crushed them. And he got the feeling of just that awesome feeling of beating somebody in arm wrestling.
Dude,
and he's like fully on board now.
Soon he'll have his own arm wrestling OnlyFans.
What's that?
Soon he'll have his own arm wrestling OnlyFans page.
Arm wrestling OnlyFans. Isn't that? No, I'm thinking Arm Bet is arm wrestling Tinder.
Okay, yeah.
And then OnlyFans is just the YouTube subscriptions.
So is your character like a?
So if it gets busy, I might have to just go. Are
you channeling the Sith? Are you like a Sith Lord? Is that your costume, or more Jedi side of things? I don't know. The metal. It's just the metal. Depends on which way.
I've been told I look like Darth Vader. I've been told I look like the Undertaker. I've been told I look like the Grim Reaper.
You were down in Virginia, West Virginia, at that
Top Row Productions.
Yeah, and Adam was there too.
Who?
Oh wait, did I? You know what? I pulled you.
Yeah,
I pulled you. If you take the cape off, I would have recognized you. Didn't I? No, I couldn't have pulled you.
Wait, you only recognize him with his clothes off?
No, wait a minute. What class did you enter?
I told you not to talk about that.
I couldn't have pulled you because you were in the heavyweights.
I didn't compete that day. I was just there. I wasn't ready, and I had an injury on my left. I cut a piece of my left hand off, or my left finger. So
okay,
I wasn't in any shape to compete. But I just went there to hang out. And my buddy, it was his first tournament, so I was there, kind of helping him and coaching them.
That's where we met Captain Pretentious for the first time as well.
That's right.
Captain Pretentious. Who's that?
The
dude with the masks on that showed up.
The costumes. You remember that?
The guy with the mask, the wrestler guys, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they started coming on our podcast now and then too.
Did they?
Good dudes, man. Good dudes.
Sweet. Yeah, I almost pulled one of them. One I wanted to pull with me at the after pool, but I never got around to. Someone came in, and then we just kind of ended up
Yeah.
parting ways, I guess. Is he strong?
He's very strong.
Who is?
The captain pretentious.
Oh, did you pull him?
No, but I could just tell. So the guy, you remember Alex Student who showed up at and won this last tournament?
Yeah.
The guy with the tattoo on his arm?
Yep.
Yeah. What's his name? I forgot. Is it Tyler, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, he's really strong. And I'm sure I think Captain pulled him. I don't know, but anyway, I can say the Captain has a strong arm, but he hadn't developed his wrist.
Yeah, I would love to pull Captain again. I side pulled him after all that. I side pulled him, but he competed. I didn't, so it wasn't really fair.
He doesn't know how to deal with you have a stronger hand, I think, than he does. So
I don't know.
He would need some training.
It's weird hearing people say that I have a strong hand because that's not something I'm known for.
Embrace it, Ryan. Embrace it.
Yeah, yes.
You have an uncomfortable hand.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
It's thick and it's still kind of tight. You have a kind of a tight, thick hand.
Yeah.
It kind of when you ball it up, it's pretty uncomfortable.
Well said. You can't get even if you have long fingers. I have long fingers. I couldn't get around. I couldn't get any purchase on Ryan because of the way he sets up. So.
Dude, did you see when I showed the Unabomber? Eric said that's not the Unabomber. Fucking big right it is.
How much wrist? Here's an experiment. How much can you cup your wrist? Like, if you go like that. See, you got better wrist flexion than I do, Ryan. That's as far as I can go.
Pretty parallel, I guess.
That's awesome. I can't get to 90 degrees. You're close. Ryan's got us both beat though.
45 degrees.
How much can you get, Dave?
I said I could barely get to 45.
Yeah, so Dave is last place. I'm next to last, and you and Ryan are about tied for. That's impressive.
It's all from masturbating.
No, it just means you've got good mobility in your wrist.
It's from going around and tickling the taint.
It means if you go to set a hook, if you learn how to hook, you can go deep inside. Freaking Neil Pickup always says. Deep inside.
Deep inside.
I get so sick of hearing that. It's tedious to the point of like exhaustion at this point.
You're in your sleep.
That's a good idea, dude.
No, Neil, stop. Oh.
We do 98% tape measures as the free
Here she goes with it. Carolyn, I'm interested in your fixation with neck size. I don't understand it, but what does it have to do with?
We had a neck incident on the podcast at one point. Someone told someone else that they looked like they had a skinny neck, and it blew up into a fucking 8-hour fight. 16-hour fight, my bad.
Good, Gus.
Yeah. They were on the podcast for 16 hours fighting about not having a thin neck.
You know what they say about thick necks?
What?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know. And that's why I'm curious.
Like,
and it was.
There's no.
I don't think it was Carolyn that started. I think it was when Stephanie called Eric a pencil neck, and they got him all riled up.
Ooh.
I think it was Ron the Don and Daniel Urich.
Oh, okay. So
they were
Tempers
both
got
super drunk. So
Tempers got flared up, and yeah, I can imagine.
A drunken rage about necks. Who knows what's next?
Exactly.
Next time we're going to talk about skid.
I understand the idea. Like your steroid guys, they're always going to get that blown out neck and the huge traps, and it's
for 75 custom body wave tape measures, $183.
That's too much.
Goodness.
That is expensive. I could find them in China cheaper. Check Alibaba.
It's gonna choose just a little whisk tape measure for like 25 cents.
Yeah, like the ones like women used to measure when they were sewing.
Yeah, well, that's all you need is a tailor's tape. Oh, yeah, we do the measurements on the just like Ing and Terzi does metal. We've done the parameters for wrist, forearm, bicep, kind of get an idea where everybody's at.
That's cool.
Yep.
200 promo.
Right here, whenever needed.
Dave has the largest left wrist of anyone on our podcast so far, except for the heavyweight. Except for the heavyweights.
No, I
Other
think
heavyweights.
some of them on the wrist. It's all bone too.
Yeah.
You have to be clear. We're not talking muscle here. We're talking about humongous bones.
Yeah, I can just see it, Dave, when you put it's just the Dennis Saplinkov type wrist you have on your left.
Oh, it's your wrist is like it gets fatter. Like
yeah. Well, that's what I was getting on Virginia. I was, people that didn't know me, I was hearing two things. First, I was giving you, what the hell is it with that damn wrist? And that, and also the.
I imagine you can slip out of handcuffs like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
No. Oh, if you put him it'd be the opposite if they put it behind it.
Yeah.
They put that shit on his wrist.
Oh yeah.
On the wrist,
well, they
like
would put
his hand will just slip right fucking through that.
Yeah, but they would put it farther back on him before
they would have to,
after the
they would definitely have to, and they would tase his ass.
No, I'm known
if anybody ever starts putting Dave in handcuffs, we're all in trouble. So let's
three
hope that
things: wrist size, stamina, and no pump. And proved it to Adam. Well, Adam didn't want to believe it.
You did.
And being asexual.
You can pull it. So what he's talking about, metal.
Yeah,
you can pull the guy. You can pull Dave over and over.
No,
and your arm will get pumped.
Your
arm will get blown up, and his arm is still cool as a cucumber. So it's kind of weird.
You got a little endurance.
Yeah, I pull these people any length of time. They're all shaking their arms out. I'm leaning on the table, waiting for the gun to shaking their damn arms out, so we can keep on pulling.
Oh yeah, we can get some for literally 1 cent.
Jeez.
7 cents with our custom name on it.
And we have a question from Carolyn. And so, are you going to call out anyone from Supermatch at Winter Blast?
Good question. Maybe. I'll have to see where I'm at first because I don't know what my level is at right now. But because right now I'm working 2 jobs and I don't have any really table time. So once I'm able to just work 40 hours a week like a regular person, then I'll get more table time. I'll be able to see where I'm at more. And then you'll see me out there more. You'll see me on the table more.
Spencer.
Really, Lucia, you think I don't contract that out? I'm just a fire.
Why are you all after Dave? Is this like Undertaker figure? I don't understand.
People think he's a legit serial killer.
Oh, I know.
He uses the arm wrestling as a cover up.
Oh, I contract out the grave digging.
I'll be right back.
It's a side hustle.
Oh God, here we go.
Metal. Who would you say would be a gauge for you? Like, who would you want to pull to see? Who who?
Well, I'm in the semi-pro range right now.
Okay.
I pulled on the table with Paul Intelius, and he was stronger than I was. There was some parts of me that he did not take, so I feel like I got a chance with him, but not likely. So somewhere around that range, like it'd probably beat me in the supermatch, but I might have something there.
I got you. So if you could beat Paul Italia, then you would feel confident going to the challenge a higher level.
If I beat Paul Italia, I feel like it'd be about ready for pros, inter pros. Because I think
got you.
Paul is right there. I think he's entering pros as well.
So Paul is the gatekeeper of the semi-pros for now.
I think he'd do well in the semi-pros. I think he's going to do well in the semi-pros. I think he's about ready for pros.
Awesome.
Personally, he's really strong, and he's got what he does. He's got it down, and he's strong in he's strong in a spot that's hard to counter, especially for me.
Yeah, I had nothing. He ran right through me because he pulled me straight back and just straight down the back pressure.
He knows how to get on top of your hand and open your arm up really well.
Absolutely.
I don't know how long we're going to be on tonight, Stephanie, but Ryan was going to come on for 5 minutes earlier tonight, and it turned out to be an hour. And then he went on with Paul for an hour, with Italia for an hour and a half, and now we're on after that. But he actually does have to get to work in the morning. But
it's not going to be that late. Maybe another half-hour day or something.
No, I don't know. I'm the retired one that doesn't have to get up in the morning.
Stephanie is stupid strong.
You've gripped up with her?
On the table, yeah, but her power lifts are stupid strong.
How does she feel on the table?
Just like gripping up with the power lifter, the back press, like the lat drag is there. The strong lat drag, not much in the hand and wrists, but really kind of a lot of power lifters either they have a strong like flat wristed this lat drag, but they lose the wrist easily. But
she doesn't know how to deal with the side drag yet.
Not really, but that was like a couple of years ago.
No, Stephanie. Sorry, that was not.
But I watched some of her other matches, and she'll lose her wrist, but she'll hold on with her bicep and just sit there forever until they tire out.
I would nice triceps press the answer to that, my friend.
If you can get an elbow for that. Not all powerlifters have an elbow, but if you can get to that, then yes. If you can figure out how to get your shoulder behind it. Because I know a powerlifter, he's actually an arm wrestler and powerlifter. He's like state record level bench presser, and he's got 0 press.
Right.
Like he was ranked nationally in arm wrestling at one point. He's beaten Anthony Snook before.
I love Snook's pulling. That's a great style.
He can hang with Junior Hostler.
Nice.
He's strong dude, man.
So you're in there. You've got some excellent guys to pull with if you're up there in their area.
Oh yeah, they're part. Yeah, they're on my team. They're with my group.
Snook dropped some weight, didn't he?
I haven't seen Snook in years, man. What's he up to?
No, I haven't either. But I would say the last time I saw him was about 3 years ago, and he was pulling the 198s. But I've seen footage of him pulling down like lower weight classes.
Is he? He's dropped even more.
How much? I mean, like, where do you think he's at weight was?
I mean, I saw him probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Probably like 3 years ago, like you. But he was like, I would say, 180s, 190s, probably. I would guess 190s.
Yeah.
Like he's thin, but you can tell he's kind of densely packed, and he's kind of tall. So
he's probably okay. Maybe he's still 185, 190. I don't know.
I don't know what he's up to now. Oh, right. All right. Well,
so Junior, how does Junior? I hadn't pulled Junior in about 3 years either. How does he feel now?
I haven't pulled Junior in like a few years either, but I don't know. He's not looking quite as beefy as he used to.
Well, he was 10 pounds when I saw him last weekend. He was like 10 or 11 pounds lighter than he used to be. He was 180. He was pulling the 187s.
He's still ridiculously strong though. He can rip out like 30 pull-ups. He's like 70 years old.
I just had to pull up our thing from the Antietam tournament, and Snook took first place pro right 177 to 198.
Oh, but we don't know where he was in that range though. So he could have been
No,
180 or
but he put
195.
He took first. Oh, actually, I take that. Yeah, he took first both 198 and 220.
Oh wow.
220.
Yeah,
Dang.
first in both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
left
first
was.
pro left 198 was he was for pro right first. Junior Hostler was second, and Hawks was third. And
Right.
then in pro right 220, Snook was first. Richard Escalante second. Blaine Mayhew third. Yeah,
Snook was a match that surprised me was Snook. There's a video on YouTube of Zach Lee giving Snook some trouble.
that was back in May.
That surprised me a lot.
Yeah, well,
because I've seen Snook pull right through Sam Harris, who was Zach Lee's coach and everything. So that was odd.
Zach Lee took first, both arms, 176.
Very nice.
That tournament.
I haven't pulled with Zach. I didn't pull him in tournament, but I gripped up with him after a tournament one time, and I couldn't deal with his style. He's got such a short arm, and again, it's just hard to set up with him.
I've never pulled him before. I've heard
he could surprise some heavy. He could upset some heavier people in heavier weight classes for sure.
I wouldn't believe it. His
I've seen Zach pull up. Well, of course, he has that. He has a super match at Winter Blast with Tim Lewis. Actually,
that's going to be.
They have a grudge match. It's not a super match.
Now, Tim may be Tim's a little too big for him. Tim's like a 220, 230 guy, isn't
he? 220. He was. He'll come in around 205. Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
He can drop drops down there for super matches occasionally, but yeah, he's above 200 a little bit.
If he drops down to close to 2 and Zach can get up to close to 180, it might be a match. But we'll see.
Well, that's interesting because depending who you talk to, some people think, I've heard people, think it going both ways on that. I do know they're both kind of, shall we say, pissed off at each other at the moment, and so it should be somewhat of a grudge match.
I'd like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
How do you guys think Devin and Dennis is going to go?
I think Dennis.
How so?
He's going to probably just pull him over. I'm guessing.
Think he's going to grab low or what?
Probably grab I don't think Dennis, because of his hand, I don't think he can grab high. Because of the shape of his hand and the thickness, he's always lower than his opponent. But in my opinion, Dennis is going to be stronger than him on that day. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. What do you think, Dave? Then I will address that question I got in a moment.
Okay.
What do you think on the match, Dave?
I think that I haven't the slightest idea. When Paul went running around sticking his camera in everybody's face and wanted a quick answer, I said Devin, but that was as much out of loyalty to Devin as anything.
Loyalty aside, if you could look at it more objectively, what is your
more objectively? I don't know. Is the short answer. I mean, I really, in all honesty, I am much better at following, people that I know personally that I'm interested in. I'm much more interested in what's going on with, would be a super match that you would be having than that Devin Lorette is having.
Yeah, I understand. So to answer your question, I've done a lot of different things. What I ended up doing was manual labor. Right now I'm part-time, like a handyman type. I've done some welding. I've done some demolition, some carpentry, factory work, industrial stuff. Just labor, just like that. That was to the chat. That was to answer that question.
Yeah, I have an answer for Stephanie and a question. Anthony, want to know what's the story about Ryan and Paul? The story just was that Ryan filled in on Paul's podcast, that I presume is the answer to that. And Carolyn wants to know, Stephanie, are you coming to Winter Blast? I need to pull with you. So if you're paying attention there, Stephanie, Carolyn wants to know if you're coming to Winterblast. And let's see.
Oh, but to answer the other, okay, so the implied question, since we're talking about arm wrestling, my arm wrestling strength came from, yes, the manual labor, and then I trained strongman where we did events like the Atlas Stones, and we did all kinds of lifting rocks. And I used to drive around, and I had another job where I was traveling, and if I saw a rock that I liked up to 250, 300 pounds, I'd put it in the trunk and take it back to my place and practice lifting those.
Very nice. I used to do strongman as well. That's what I was. I was a strongman before I was an arm wrestler.
So I got hurt. I injured myself because I'm the guy. Arm wrestling is better for me because I can only hurt myself so bad with my arm. But with the strongman lifts, I hurt my lower back because I wanted to lift as heavy as I could. And I don't know. I wish if I'd had like right now I'm getting serious and I'm training for arm wrestling and I'm doing all the this way and that way and that way and everything. But I think in the 190 class, I could have been good at strongman. I could do a 300-pound Atlas Stone after a couple months of training, and I could have got better. But
yeah, here's the schmo.
Ask her what her if she can do a 300-pound Atlas Stone to the 4-foot platform. If she can do that, she can beat me.
She's really strong. She's stronger than a lot of men.
Ask her if she can do that, and she can beat me. My best frame lift was like close to 600. Let's see. The one-arm dumbbell, I forget if 150 maybe. Farmer's walk, I don't know, 250 per hand I could do. Maybe more. I probably could have done more. Yeah, if she wants to have a strongman contest, we can do that.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
You're a better strongman. See, I didn't have the height. The stone lifting up to that 4-foot platform with a 300-pound stone, I had to hyperextend my back and everything. But you're 6'1". I'm only 5'11". I'm like a couple inches shorter than you, man. So that height is so important with the stone loading.
Well, we've had some folks. We haven't really had strongman combination with ours, but we have had grip contests in conjunction with some of the arm wrestling tournaments.
Nice.
Kind of weird though, because a lot of those that are most interested in the pulling really don't want to do the grip first. So
right, it would mess you up for the pulling.
Yeah.
The grip. And well, same with strongman. If we did an Atlas Stone load before the arm wrestling, it would totally mess you up for the it doesn't work together. You're right.
I'll tell you, arm wrestling and stone or sandbag loading is very hard on the elbow and tendons in the elbow. They both, my gosh.
They would. It would be fun to watch, but it would ruin either or. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're great. It's yeah, exactly. You sound like a man who. How long were you in it for, in the strongman?
Not very long. I was amateur, but I
like me about 4, 5, 6.
I in 2019 and I bowed out in 2021. So like two maybe like 2 or 3 years in strongman.
Oh shit, you lasted a lot longer than I did. I got injured about 6 months in and just hung it up. Damn.
Yeah, I started getting some injuries and stuff. I recovered from a lot of them, but the one I really can't get past is something in my spine is not right. I can't even deadlift past like 135 anymore without getting that.
Yeah, I messed.
It's probably a disc or something. I don't know.
Join the club. That's why I went to arm wrestling. I messed my back up doing strongman. So
yeah, it sucks. Yes. I miss it. I love strongman. I retained a lot of my a good amount of my upper body strength. Like my shoulder press isn't too far off what it used to be. But yeah, like you, I put it on the shelf, and I'll do bits and pieces of it here or there. But I'm a full-time arm wrestler now.
So I'll show you a lift. I'll be right back. I'll show you a good lift you can use from strongman.
Sure.
Well, we had a Josh Munster came to us from Ultimate Frisbee, and he basically threw out his knees or something or other. He's doing very well in arm wrestling, but you don't find that many former Frisbee people coming in arm wrestling, at least none that I know of. But Ultimate Frisbee.
So take you like a light Atlas Stone. Just do curls with your Atlas stones, right? Stuff like that. Or do, if you want to work on hand strength, balance your Atlas stone. Work on your wrist strength, stuff like that.
For arm wrestling.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
Well, at the risk of being banned by YouTube, since Facebook banned Ryan for 3 days for calling Josh Musser Amish. So where's that little Amish elf? I miss him. He's just been working quite a bit. He does show up at the Harrisburg practice occasionally, but.
What was your question, Metal? I saw you ask something after I did that little.
You're saying the exercise, saying that's good crossover to arm wrestling?
Yeah, just take a small Atlas stone and just work with it, curl it, press it.
I can see how that would work.
Because it forces your wrist, and it works
a little bit.
Yeah, because you're having to pin it.
Flat wrist and your fingers. Yeah. I know. Zarpai's alive. It's done some Atlas stone work. I've seen him do some of that. He's a monster.
So, James, you've been shoving your nose in the ass again, or what?
That was a little bitty. That was just a little 90-pounder. It's perfect for like doing curls and just. If you can find you a little one, that little blue one was just 90 pounds. It's a good workout weight.
Yeah, definitely. I know they make super heavy medicine balls too. Actually, you know what? I still have my Atlas stone molds. I got some Atlas stone molds. I had to throw some concrete in the smallest one of those. I was thinking about doing that the other day.
Go for it, man.
Nice.
It's helped me. I got rid of. I had stones up to 300. I sold all of them. I had like all of them. I sold the molds and everything. I just kept the 90 and the 120. I just worked.
I don't know if I can do that though because of my back. This thing. I haven't touched an Atlas stone since my back started giving me problems.
So you know what I do now? I don't pick them up the same way. I kind of crouch down and lift my legs.
Mm-hmm.
And just be careful with your back, man. It took me 2016, I heard it. It still bothers me, but I can do a little bit of lighter, lift a couple 100 pounds now. So it takes time.
Okay. At least hopefully it'll get better.
But there's hope, man. Don't give up. I know how it feels. You feel crippled. You feel like when it happened to me, I've never felt so vulnerable, like going to the grocery store, barely able to hold up my groceries, and it's a nightmare, man, when you hurt your back.
Yeah.
Because it makes your legs weak and everything. But you'll get, just hang in there. You're young. It'll slowly fuse itself. It'll protect itself. The injury's still there, but the muscles will grow around it, and it'll slowly just kind of.
I think a big part of it is my core strength, because there was a time where I part of the reason I put strongman on the shelf was just my work and living situation. I couldn't go to the gym any longer, and my core strength, when you're strongman, you have the dense, massive trunk of a core, and I began to lose that. My core tightness, all that tightness went away, and I think it exposed my back and a weakness in my back. So I think part of it is just my core is still really loose and weak right now. I just need to build up my core, I think, and then that'll hold it in place a little better.
Exactly. It takes a while to reset.
Slowly building my core back up.
You got it, man. That girdle, like you said, power girdle.
Strongman trunk, man. That's everything.
To answer your question, Paul Italia slipped. I went inside on him. He slipped, and then moved to the straps, and he did his back. He got height in the strap, hustle strap me, and he just went straight up, straight back and over with me. I just felt disempowered in the strap. That was to answer the question.
Strap, man.
Yeah.
I strapped up with him. I thought I was gonna beat him, but he took everything, man. Our
He's
practice,
different.
In our practice pool, he knows how to hustle that strap.
Yep.
And I know I'm really good in straps. I know how to hustle straps, but he out hustled me.
He's a better hustler right now. Yeah.
Really good hustler.
So next time I pull him, I'm going to grip him a little farther in, and not let him slip, and just go inside with him into it. I couldn't quite. We pulled, like I said, and I got him inside. I got him down, and I had to use my shoulder and a tricep press to finish him. This wasn't at the tournament. This was at a later date.
You got to be able to beat or get around his high containment right here.
Yep.
Right here is where he's good at.
Absolutely.
That's a hard place to get around.
I agree. We'll get there.
I'm gonna beat him one day.
Well, what do we think, Dave? Is Ryan's trying to hint to us to call it a night or what?
Well, the whole thing is he's hidden there, but he's still showing up on the typing in remarks as recently as 3 minutes ago. So I don't know if he's laying in bed jerking off so he can still typing or whatever. But yeah,
He flashed us a few pictures of his shriveled nuts. Did you guys not see that?
I'm sorry. What was that again?
Did you see the? We flashed a pic of his shriveled nuts earlier. Did you?
Oh that thing. The subliminal. What do they call that? Subliminal imagery when they flash it in and it sticks in your brain.
You're gonna be dreaming about his shriveled nuts tonight.
Nah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh,
see there, Ryan's still around.
We get it, Ryan. You've masturbated so much that your nuts are like raisins now. We get it. There's none left. He's just wringing it out.
Exogenous testosterone transfer.
Well, I'll tell you what, James. It's like this. There's one thing I don't have. I don't have a fake name, since I can't find you on Facebook at all. So I presume that's some name you're hiding behind. But that's perfectly all right. Whatever.
I think he's trying to tell us that he's ringing out Paul Italia. He's drying it up.
Who is James? Did I meet James?
Who the fuck knows? Like I said, I think it's a made up name. He's just some mysterious troll hiding under some bridge somewhere.
Ask him if he can show his face. Come on the show. I want to know who's asking me all these questions.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless he actually shows up as Eric, in which case I've been given strict orders not to bring him on. I'll certainly let him in to say his thing and show us his ugly face.
All right. I'm curious. He's been very conversational ever since the chat in the Paul Italia show. Very outspoken.
Mm-hmm. But I would imagine we probably won't see him. But if he can, since we haven't invented smell-o-vision yet, since he's going on about odd odors and everything else, and asking how Paul beat you, he probably has to have his nose up one of our asses.
So you think we've met this James character? He's incognito.
Probably not. No, probably not. Some miscellaneous troll. Nashville came. Nashville just showed up. Still sniffing around Nashville to see if I can find something else going on down there, maybe on Monday, and come down and hit Ohio on Saturday, you on Sunday, somebody else on Monday, Tim Lewis on Tuesday. Make it worth the while for that trip to Nashville from Pennsylvania.
What is it, about 8? Well, that's a long haul for you, in 8 hours?
About 12 hours, actually.
12 hours? Oh,
yeah.
My.
Oh, yeah, if it was 8 hours, I'd consider it much, whatever. I did ask Bo Horner if they were getting together that Friday, because they sometimes do, but he said he figured to be shopping all day. So what the fuck? But there's always something going on in Ohio on Saturdays. And then they're in Nashville on Sunday, and Tim Lewis gets together with some people on Tuesday. I just have to find somebody on Monday. So if anybody knows of anything going on in Ohio or Kentucky on Monday, Monday, that would be the Monday after Thanksgiving, let me know. Never pulled in Kentucky. Thought I was going to, but it turned out the Kentucky group actually pulls in Indiana. So it was okay. I never pulled in Indiana either. But trying to add a couple more states. I'm now at 21 states that I pulled in, either a tournament or a tournament practice or both.
That's great.
Never
Awesome.
been.
Well, I can't tell if we're flagging or not, but I'll be back in a couple minutes. If you're still on, I'll hang with you a little while longer. If not, I'll be back in a couple minutes. But if you're still on, I'll be here. But if not, I'll see you
I
later.
don't know. Like I say, I'm the retiree that doesn't have to get up in the morning. But since we're not saying anything particularly exciting, number one, and since the the goofball that you invited to come on to reveal who he is isn't obviously coming on. Whatever. Oh, and Meta said there is something going on in Kentucky that day, Jagger's trial. But I don't know. Number one, I doubt it because it's not going to whatever. It's not going to move. Things don't move that fast. But that is the right part of Kentucky. He's up northern Kentucky. But yep, everybody's invited to Nashville. Yeah, in fact, I don't know if you ever pull with Jarrell Wappler down there since he moved down from Maryland, but I thought I might see him down there if I came down, but he's actually coming up to Maryland to visit. He's going to be in Maryland Thanksgiving the week after. So I said, oh, well, so I'll have to get down to Maryland.
Where are you located, David? I know you told me before, but I don't.
Eastern Pennsylvania, Allentown, Pennsylvania, hour and a quarter north of Philadelphia.
Okay, so you're on the Philly side.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a group in Allentown, but I sometimes go to the Philly group with practice on Tuesdays with Josh Vinicor, although he didn't practice this week because they're getting ready for domestic disturbance, which is actually about a mile or so down the road from where they practice. In the northern Philly. But yeah.
What's going on there? What's some of the notable matches going on there?
I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, just lost you there. Okay, get you back here. I'm sorry, what was that, Mental?
What are some of the notable matches going on there?
Actually, I don't think we have any super matches at the moment. To be perfectly honest, we don't know because we're not doing a pre-registration, so couldn't really tell you who's going to show up. But at domestic disturbance, we do not have any super matches scheduled. Just a mid-sized tournament at the same place where we held Protest 2 a couple of years ago. But let's see. Nashville says arm wrestling practice outside the courthouse. Well, if we're, you said it was going to be at your home, I thought. So what I'm going to need is if you change location, I'm going to need address. But, I see what, I'm sorry. That was a reference to the Kentucky. I'm sorry. I was a bit slow on the pickup there. Yeah, arm wrestling practice outside the courthouse in Kentucky for Austin's trial. All righty. I get it.
Well, Metal, how far is it from you to their tournament?
To Philly?
Yeah, or wherever it is around that area.
What was it? I don't shoot. Philly's like 3 hours away.
That's not bad.
Well, you said you practice with Snook, so aren't you your central PA?
No, I don't practice with Snook.
Okay.
I practice with some of the guys I was saying that pulled Snook.
Okay.
With Junior and all that.
It comes to my practice sometimes. He kind of floats around. The other guy, his name's Michael Fop. I don't know if you know him. He goes to my practice.
Well, what general part of the country side are you in then?
I'm in Northern Virginia.
Okay.
Yes. So I practice over in Catlett with Richie
Okay,
Goff.
so you are with Richie Goff's group.
Yeah, Richie Goff and Tom Watson.
Okay.
And there's some other bigger names.
Yeah, no, I've been meeting down there sometimes. Yeah.
Gordon comes sometimes.
Yeah, I thought about coming down there a couple of times, just never worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, we have some fun. there's the old school guys, and there's a lot of newcomers that come and try it out there as well. We get a lot of new people coming through.
Well, have you come to sit downs then? Since I know some of them show up at that.
I haven't been to any sit downs yet. No.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It really is.
In the beginning, I was better at sit down.
Mm.
Well, where do you need to be strong in for sit downs? What's the trick to those?
So all I know is when I started and I went to some of the brutal events with Steve Stanaway and we practiced sit down, I don't know, but when I was a newbie, not newbie, when I was about a year in arm wrestling, I was better at sit down than
Really?
stand up. I pulled a tournament with Junior and we had to do 3 matches. And the first one we did, he beat me stand up. And then at sit down, we had a match that lasted like a minute and I almost beat him.
Oh,
Or maybe I did beat him. I don't remember. And they asked us, the refs asked, all right, you guys have to go one more time for the final. Do you want to do stand up or sit down? And he didn't want to do sit down with me again. So at that time I was better. And I can't answer your question. I don't know what it would be. Maybe where my back injury was worse. That's what it was. So when I was sitting down, it took the stress off my back, I guess, somehow.
Well, I think
I could apply more power.
Well, I think there's 2 things, and I think that, of course, there's a big generality here, but generally speaking, if I would describe the 2, is sit downs is more power and less speed. You can't throw yourself across the room quite as well. Number 1, number 2, the other thing that is these days sit down is so rare that even if it's your first one, you might be pulling somebody that they've been pulling for years, but they've only been to 3 or 4 sit downs. So they really don't have that much more experience in sit down than you do.
Okay.
Because it's pretty much now New Jersey's trying to bring it back, and so in fact they're going to have one, I think, in January or February. They don't have a date yet, but they're going to have a sit down tournament. But the pretty much you have the sit down nationals in Virginia, you have New Jersey. And we had one in Harrisburg about 3-4 years ago. And those are the only ones I know about the Northeast. Once a year in Yorktown, and now I guess they've had 2 of them so far in Virginia, or in New Jersey.
Right.
It's relatively rare.
You know what's interesting though? Steve Stanaway told me way back his favorite move, sit down or stand up, is just a press. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It kind of works pretty good in sit down too.
Well, yeah, and I would agree with that. I think a lot of the people that the top rollers, a number of top rollers get to the finish line and then they don't know how to finish it off.
They don't. They run out of room to go under the table or back
up. Paul Italia. Excuse me, Paul, if you're listening. Paul Italia would probably hate it because you cannot under the table.
Yeah, keep following, keep going over and over.
Yeah, cannot dive under the table.
Yeah. I feel like I've never done sit down, so I can't really speak on it. But I feel like you're already kind of engaging your chest and your shoulder a little bit, and you're already kind of almost in that hook sunk position. When you sink a hook, you crunch in your abs a little bit. You bring in your lat. You're already crunched in. I feel like if you're already sitting down, you're already kind of almost in that position.
And that's exactly where I went.
Mm-hmm. So if you're strong, if you got a strong chest and back, you might have an advantage there.
And then once again, it depends on who you're pulling and who they pulled right before, because the matches, not always, but a lot of the matches will go longer. And so it's very possible that you're pulling somebody who's just had a fairly lengthy pull, and unless you're the type that doesn't wear out at lengthy pulls. I mean, I have beat several people at sit down that I normally would not beat because they just had a real battle with somebody.
Endurance plays a factor.
And then the other weird thing, I have never won a match in sit down at 60 plus, but I won all the ones that I won have been at 50 plus. But here, once again, depends who you run into.
Yep.
But yeah, I usually go there and pull amateur 50 plus and 60 plus. I don't do 40. Because it's a flat $30 an arm. So pulling 6 class, I'm already at $180. But yeah, Marcio Barboza showed up and pulled Masters 40 a couple of years ago and pissed people off. It was like what the? You're going, oh shit. But
Man,
Yeah,
that
it's a
dude
little
is
mismatch
so
right there.
big in person. My gosh, when I saw him in person for the first time in Knuckles Up, it's just I felt so small.
But
yeah,
you're so much taller than he is, though.
Yeah, we're about the same. He's got like maybe an inch on me. We're pretty close in height, but
No,
he's so much
he's
bigger than I am.
he can't have an inch on you. He's Marcio's my exact height, like close to 5'11".
mhm.
You were
Marcia's
under
got 6'2".
no Marcio Barbosa. He put you under an optical illusion, man. I met him
Oh,
in Richmond in 2007, 16, or no, 18, 19. He's no taller than I am. I'm 5'11" at the most.
interesting. Because
Yeah,
I'm with Susan, I'm 6'1",
yeah,
and I
you were
feel
under
like
some kind of illusion, man. Because I've stood eye to eye with him.
maybe so.
And to answer a couple of questions here, Captain Obvious, no, I did not pull Italia this past weekend. I have gripped up with him before, but I did not at all. He was running all over the place with his camera. I was pulling various people in the after pull, but I did not pull him. And to answer Carolyn's question, no, certainly don't mind at all. My left knee is scheduled to be replaced on December 6th. And I'm hoping that if things go well, I will get my right knee replaced in January sometime, but that's not scheduled. But left is definitely is on for December 6th.
Listen, get a new knee for Christmas.
Yep. Well, I
So
guess
some of the,
yeah, since December 6th, that is St. Nicholas Day or something, I think. Not to mention it. But
so metal. Some of these guys will mess with your head too. They'll wear lifts. At the last tournament we were at, Artem Taranenko came in these Doc Martens with like a 2.5, 2 inch. These combat boots with like a 2 inch sole, 2.5 inch sole, and he stood way taller than he normally does. So
Artem, yeah, he's not tall at all. He's pretty short.
he's the same again. He's the same exact height as me, about 5'11", 6 foot, somewhere in there.
I thought he was shorter than
So
that.
5'11", probably.
Or something.
I'd say Artem's closer to 5'11" than 5'10". Depends on morning, evening height, but
That's
he's my
true.
height.
I got
So
you.
yeah,
well,
height's a big illusion, man. Just don't worry about it and be the height you are and
Oh, I'm not worried
stand
about
tall.
it.
Stand tall, my friend.
yeah, Artem
Well,
was certainly in love with the strap. I don't think there was a single match all night in the super match or in the brackets that he did not end up with a strap.
That's because he's just stronger than ever. The
Yeah,
strap favors just
hold on, but he
a
was
stronger guy.
obviously, yeah, he likes it,
strap.
obviously going for it. But and Nashville says that Artem is 6 foot exactly.
6 foot exactly. Seems like those heights on like tournament supermatch profiles. It seems like they're all over the place. Like
It's don't pay any attention to it. Just
it's like I think Vitaly Letin or something was like they put him as like 6'5" once or something.
he's taller than that, probably.
He's a lot. Yeah, he's like 6'9", 6'10" or something. He's
Nah,
big.
that's too much. But
What was it a conversation once where somebody was describing somebody as 6'12"? I said, yeah, it's normally known as 7 feet.
Is there anyone in the arm wrestling scene that's 7 foot?
Not that I've met.
there was till he broke his arm. Mega Man, who Magnus Samuelson broke his arm in World's Strongest Man. You can look that up on one of the
Megaman,
Mega Man.
Nick, what's his name? Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones.
Yeah,
He's
he was
7 foot.
close 6'10", something ridiculous like that. I mean,
No, he's that tall.
Luke Carolyn wants to know if Captain Obvious is coming to Winter Blast. And so, Captain, you're chit chatting there. This is Brandon Morris and John Hutchison from Florida. Or said FLA said last night they're thinking of coming up from Florida. But let's see. Yeah, Paul claims to be 5'6", and there's other people claim Paul's a big bullshitter at that.
He's not far. If he's close to that, he's not. You know, we're arguing inches here. Just like I think what the guy said in chat is fair. If you want to call Artem 6 feet and use him as a gauge for the rest of the arm wrestling world, that's close enough. He might not be 6 feet, but it's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah. So he can be your new standard of oh wow. Here's somebody who knows a real 7-footer.
Stanley Burrell.
What was it like arm wrestling with someone that tall? I'm curious to know. And how did they fare?
Well, you can see it. All right, the best example is Devin Lorette versus Shaquille O'Neal. You see how Shaq is so much taller. His arm is almost all the way. He can't set up high. His arm's almost all the way extended just to go to meet Devin. There's your example of a 7-foot guy trying to arm wrestle.
That's true.
He can't set up.
Here. But his hand's going to wrap all the way around.
His hand wrapped all the way around Devin Lorette's hand.
That's
It was
insane. Yes, I can't imagine arm wrestling someone with a hand that big.
But there are few arm wrestlers and even fewer people on the planet that are Shaq's size. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think you're going to run into that very much.
Well, I'll tell you what. Unlike Ryan, who says he's coming back and then never does, I will be right back. I'm going to go get something to drink. I'm getting
okay
here, so
I believe you, Dave.
I'll return momentarily. So if anybody wants to get on the thing and you can't bring them on, I don't know if you can or not. I'll be back.
We can't. That's you and
yeah, Ryan.
Ryan.
I thought we had
But no, Metal. I don't think you'll ever. I think the number of 7-footers is going to be limited. Just after a certain point, if the forearm's so long, even if the hand's big enough, it's a real disadvantage in arm wrestling. Having to set up against shorter guys.
You gotta have, when you're that tall, you got to have really good up pressure and pronation. If you can have that, then you're good. But
now it's different if you got a bunch of guys that height. If they're competing together, that would be really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy with the huge hand that Ryan was talking about, that was his problem in his tournament, because his arm is so long. He's like 6'2", 6'3", and he's in the 190s. He's got like a 8-inch hand, but he's so, his forearm is so long. He sets up so low, so it's easy to just squash him down. But so I was telling him he's just got to tower up and make the ref bring him down.
And ironically, so he sounds like he has the same forearm length as like a Devin Lorette. Devin Lorette has a forearm that's literally that much, like almost 2 inches longer than mine.
He's genetically he's very similar to Devin. Structurally, obviously his hands, I'd say, is about the same size lengthwise, just not as thick, obviously.
Yeah.
So I tell him to look at Devin's style a lot.
Yeah, Devin curls it in, and he does all this stuff to get height. He cheats it to get you have to do all that when you got a real long arm, or else you'll end up just starting like this down. Yeah, like you say.
Right. But only Vitaly can do that. Because Vitaly's got
he's the only one that can start with his wrist dumped and he still rolls people over. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's all up, pronation and side. It's crazy. And he's fast. But I saw him when he went against who'd he go against last East versus West? What's his name?
Ravaz.
Yeah, Ravaz Vatidze. When he went against their last round there, he started with his riser up, and he crushed him that way. I don't think I've ever seen Vitaly start with his riser up. He started with a lower arm and a high riser.
Well, Ravaz is also very tall and long arms, so he could probably. Everybody else he's pulled has been shorter arm than him, but Ravaz he's a big tall guy too.
Dude, he's so big. Like his arms don't look that long because he's so thick. But he's like 6'4".
Yeah.
And his shoulders are massive. His shoulders are like Atlas stones, man. When you look at the overhead camera,
Oh yeah, big guys.
he's a
Sure.
massive dude. Levon thinks that said that Rivas has the biggest chance of beating him. Obviously, he's got some ways to go, but Rivas, man, he's there's something there. There's something there.
Yeah, those are some. That's a league I don't think I'll ever be participating in.
No. If I could get there, I definitely would, but I'll never be there.
What league is this that you'll never be participating in?
I don't think East versus West is in my. I think I'd like to keep it here in North America, like Paul
Oh.
Ty was saying, and challenge myself against the local American talent.
Hmm.
I think we got plenty here, to make it all you
yeah.
want, really.
Yeah. That's a great country for it. Europe, really all of Europe and North America is really the best place, I think. Or of course, it's big in Russia and Kazakhstan, but
Yeah, the
There's
I've always said the ex-Soviet. Ex-Soviet. A lot of the ex-Soviet republics and then Bulgaria and Turkey.
Oh yeah.
There's about seven or eight countries that are top notch for arm wrestling. Sure.
Oh yeah. I'd like to make it as far as I can. We'll see how far I can go.
There you go. That's a better way to say it.
Yeah, that's the way I see it.
Now, how many states have you pulled in so far? Don't you know?
Like actually competitively pulled in.
Well, no, how many have you actually?
Both.
Well, I'm not talking
Tournaments.
the ballroom, but I'm talking about that you've been on a genuine table, either at a practice or a tournament.
I'll go after you, Metal.
Well, Virginia, where I'm at, I live in Virginia. I been in New Jersey for Knuckles Up. I was able to pull some folks in New Jersey. West Virginia, Martinsburg. That was my first tournament. Was in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
That little state fair tournament they have up there.
I don't think it was. It wasn't a state fair. It was the seminar that
It was the Shepherdstown with the pageant.
Shepherds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was a few years ago. It was in Martinsburg. It was a seminar.
I got you.
Travis, Todd Hutchings, and Paul Lynn and Michelle Dugan. It was really cool. We did like some went through some training with them, and then we had a tournament after. And that was my first tournament. I signed up for it by accident, but I actually won my first match, and I was very happy about that. And I got congratulated by Todd Hutchings himself, so that was a very good day for me.
Excellent.
West Virginia, Virginia, and New Jersey, I think, is. I don't think I've pulled in Pennsylvania yet. I will in March, though, at Winter Blast. How about you
You'll
guys?
You'll catch up to me soon. I think 7 or 8 states: Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I think that's 7. If I'm not leaving one out.
Yeah, once I'm able to fully commit to the sport and get more table time, and once I'm ready to really get out there, I'll be going places. I'll be moving around.
Yeah, Carolyn asked.
So, are you? Go ahead.
Carolyn asked what time we get to the Sharon on Winter Blast weekend. Actually, it's going to be different this year because last year we really didn't do that much on Friday except set up. And so this year we are going to be doing some activities and pulling whatever some matches on Friday. So if I had to make a wild flying guess, I'd think certainly early afternoon at the absolute latest because we'd have to be setting things up. I really can't answer that because it's going to be different this year. But but we definitely, and then Saturday we were there all day, and they let us, they let us have the room all night, and so we actually had the after pull went till 5 o'clock in the morning, and the only reason it ended then was that we had to get up and basically get a couple hours sleep before we got up to take stuff out of the place by roughly noon on Sunday. But yeah, we have the place for the for the weekend.
Very good.
So, Metal, are you gonna arm wrestle under the stage name Metal, or are you gonna go with your real name? Not that I need to know your name, but
I'm gonna do the metal. That's what everyone knows me as. That's the way
nice,
it's going today.
awesome.
Yeah, we do have some people that sign in that it's a very rare person that knows what Black Ice's real name is.
I
But
know him.
There you go.
mhm.
Yeah, I know him as Black Ice.
And he'd smack me down if I told you, so I won't tell you.
Yeah, I don't need to, it's just like with Metal. I don't need to know.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's all
you
good.
don't need to know. It's all you need to know. I'll be able
You know
to
who you know the guy, the singer from Crash Test Dummies? You sound like you would sing like Metal sounds like he would sing like him.
Yeah,
But
5
anyway.
a.m. after pull. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what really annoys me about some of the tournaments, including up in your area, Carolyn. Not that it's your fault, but honest to God, the New England's, I don't think I'm going to go next year. I really don't. They were crammed into that Dave and Buster's, so there was no side table pulling at all. You really couldn't, move around and schmooze all that much because if you lost your seat, you lost it. And and they were taking tables apart before they were done pulling. They had 4 tables, and but they're famous for that. James Reed's another one. Tables are coming apart before you're barely done, and it's like I'll tell you, that's what sold me on hitting that strongest badge in St. Louis because what caught my eye was all night after pull. Well, it really wasn't all night, but it went till midnight, and when the hotel basically said, "Hey, we're locking the door." I mean, quite frankly, since I really suck in competition, the after poll is my favorite part.
That
And
makes sense.
so, but oh yeah, we will definitely on all of ours, we'll go as long as we can, unless the venue tells us to hit the road. But yeah, I was there, and we still had a good half dozen people at least were still pulling, and not just standing around schmoozing, but pulling at 4:30 in the morning when I finally went upstairs. And like I
That's
said,
dedication right there.
Ryan finally,
Dedication.
yeah, Ryan. Well, the thing is, it's not only dedication, but quite frankly, I mean, to be quite blunt, I do better at 3 o'clock in the morning when after everybody's been pulling for 4 hours, including me, and people that I couldn't touch 4 hours ago. I'm sorry, I got them now because they all crap out and I don't.
That's awesome.
It's kind of how I am. I'm not like an endurance guy, but I do last longer than everyone in practice. Everyone will crap out before I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be beating everybody at the end.
No, and
So you would
No, I mean, I kid about it because I tell people like their strength level, it starts out above me, and after a while, their starts falling off, and I stay steady. I'm much weaker than them to start, but after a while, the lines cross. The
You
strength.
maintain a lot of your strength.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I am. Like even probably because my workouts are so long. I've been doing 2, 3, 4 hour workouts for years. So I guess my body's used to maintaining a high level of strength for long periods of time.
Well, and I'll tell you
so
that's part of what I want to get I mean, the knees. My knee replacements. The knees are not painful when I'm sitting around, but I can't stand or walk that far, and I can almost barely walk. And as a result, I mean, I used to lift 5 days a week. I'd go to the gym, lift 5 days a week, and I have not lifted in ages because I just don't feel walking that far into the damn gym is the problem. And so really, so I'd really like to get everything taken care of by January, so I have some time to get some strength back.
it'll definitely help everything if your knees can get better, Dave.
Hmm.
So the endurance factor is a lot of people criticize like a round robin format, but I see that as another aspect of who's the toughest man, who can go through the most rounds, and that's like something you'd be good at, Dave.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, and that's why if I have a choice of best of 3 or best of 5, I'll go with best of 5 any day of the week.
Or 7 then.
Well, and what's funny about it is I had that thing which somebody was joking about endurance, and somebody said on one chat about we should have a best of 20, and Hunter Welsh said, "Oh, he thought that was cool." And I went, "Oh, for God's sakes!" So I went down there, and people were like, and we were going to start them all in the strap, and I said very openly, I said, I will lose the first couple rounds, with Hunter Welsh. I will definitely lose the first couple. if we're close enough in strength that I can make him work, I can wear him down. If not, I lose. And I did. I just wiped out because he was just too strong for me. I couldn't slow him down.
So that's a whole new area of the sport we can exploit. Super matches where the contest becomes. There's room for that in the sport. 10 rounds per matches.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So why not?
See, because what I'll get a lot of times at a practice, the guys, the bigger, the stronger guys, they just want to get a pump. They want to get blown up at the end of, just drained at the end of practice. Hey, that I can do for you. I'll just grip up and in fact, when I went through that tour I took through the South, Colin Hamblin in Marshall, Texas, said he wanted to see how long he could last. His goal was to get 12 minutes before crapping out. And he said the first 7 minutes were hell, but after that, he just recovered. And we went 40 minutes. We gripped up 40 minutes and, just kept, the pressure on, pretty much static in the middle. And he basically called it after that because he had set the record, and which had previously been 37 minutes, 12 seconds with Bo Horner in West Virginia. But right before I gripped up with him, I pulled Jerry Darrow from that area as well. And I just for, once again, they're both far stronger than I am, like most people are. And as soon as we were done, like within a minute, I occurred to me, I say, hey, Jerry, grip up again. I want to grip up with you. He did. I said, okay, now tell me, do I feel any different than I did 40 minutes ago? And he said, honest to God, no. He said, he posted a comment that if he hadn't felt it and seen it, he wouldn't have believed it. But
you're giving me all kinds of ideas, Dave. We could bring back tough man contests.
Yeah.
Arm wrestle for 10 minutes. Do some
here. Let's see. I'm just
other
noticing
stuff.
here. Oh, what's this? No, I've been sorry, Tim, otherwise known as Eric. I've been given strict orders not to let you on.
Wait, make sure this is the same Tim, right? The same
I can
location.
see the picture. It's him. It's Eric.
Okay.
Sorry, Eric. But nah, ain't gonna happen. But yeah, why? Sorry, Tim. Ryan. Sorry, Tim / Eric. Ryan would shoot me.
You just call him Eric.
Yeah. No, I could see his face. It was him. But yeah, sorry. But,
so, Metal, are you going to go back to Northern Virginia and spread the word about the 98s and get viewers over this way and get pullers?
Yeah, as soon as I'm back in the loop, I've been pretty isolated from everybody. But yeah, I definitely tell people about it. Once I get a lot more involved in the scene, once again, absolutely, I'm always sharing stuff. 98%,
Awesome.
I'm the arm wrestler, all that stuff.
So you're a lifer 98er. Like everybody else.
They accepted me in. You guys accepted me on the first day. I fit in pretty well, so.
Nice.
Sure.
So what are you doing? That's for cupping. That's awesome. That's a good move right there.
Working, today is like supinated side. It's kind of a hook day. It's supinated side pressure.
Nice.
Really, I'm more of a defensive hook tonight. So let's see. Can I set this up? So I'm catching it right here. It's like nice and low, as if I dove into a hook and I caught him.
Yep.
Keeping it turned in.
Yep.
Keep it cupped and turned in. I want to drive it sideways.
Yep.
I can either drive it sideways with my. Can't find a good spot.
Sorry, Eric.
Sideways with my elbow like this.
Sorry, Eric. You're gonna have to wear a disguise. I can tell he's now trying to get on his balls, bitch.
I can either drive it sideways with my elbow and pull in with my bicep, or I can try to get the shoulder behind it. Like that.
Now you're talking.
But I like to kind of put blood into my elbow. I really want to strengthen my elbow joint because that's where I feel the most pain when I
Absolutely.
So I want
you got to have side pressure. If you're going to compete at a high level, you got to have good side pressure.
You got to have a good elbow. Yep, a seasoned elbow. But I feel like if my elbow gets better, I feel like my strength is going to come through a lot more in the hook. So I feel like that's holding me back the most, the hook.
No, we have
If we're being really honest, let's look at who wins. Let's just use the 200-pound class as an example. Who's winning that class? It's your people who can put side pressure through their elbow. Your Craig Toulier, Todd Hutchings, those guys, Artem Taranenko, all the side pressure, Robbie Russell, the side pressure guys who can put side pressure in are winning that class. So
it's a good bit of because I mean, the only way to counter side pressure is one, have stronger side pressure, or two, if you're able to drag them back far enough. But a lot of those guys also protect their they also lock in their lat really well. They protect that really well.
you got it, man.
Like Craig Toulier is just fast. So he's already there by the time you react. And Todd Hutchings protects. He's got that locked in so well. It's really hard to drag him out of that.
Yep. Now, our main concern training this is how do we keep from injuring, because it's a fine line between building that area and not hurting that area. So, are you using lighter weight for reps, or you're not doing like max lifts with side pressure, right?
It depends on how I'm feeling. Right now, I'm doing a lot of max lifts, low reps or low volume, kind of, or high volume but spread out over the whole day, pretty much, or for me night because I'm nocturnal.
I got you.
But kind of like Devin's doing. That's what I'm doing right now. I've done similar training in the past and it really worked well for me. So I'm trying very similar things once again, and I'm already seeing a little bit of improvement. I want to test it on the table soon, but so for like, I'll alternate my days. I'll do like some back pressure with like rise and pronate throughout the day, and then the next day I'll do like inside, like elbow and supinated side pressure, and then so I'll do like a heavy lift, like 95% max, just for one clean rep. And I'll give it a good rest, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and I'll do another lift. But then at the end of the day, I'll get some blood in there. I'll drop it down to like 25 pounds, and I'll just sit there. I'll lock it in. I'll just get tiny reps. I'll just let it sit on that tendon and that muscle lock. I'll just get the really small reps in there. I feel like pump the blood to the tendon and the joints. I'm also taking a lot of supplements for it. I'm taking the Animal Flex joint health supplement. I'm taking collagen. I eat lots of bone broth. I try to get my vitamin C in as well. All that's really good for collagen, your joints and tendons. A lot of people don't know that vitamin C is a collagen synthesizer.
Okay.
It's a facilitator for that. So that's very important.
Eric is, if I could cut in, Eric's being very inventive tonight. He's now labeling himself as captive pretentious, and he's wearing a mask. But it's actually,
are you serious?
Yeah, it's not really a mask. It's a, he has. It looks like he has a, maybe a sock or some black underwear across the lower part of his face. But you still see
this guy hadn't given up, is he?
Yeah.
Sorry, Metal. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sorry, Eric, ain't gonna work. But yeah, well,
you got to give him a high grade for persistence. Anyway, do you know this story, Metal?
No, sorry. Go for it. If you got to cut in, then go for it. It's fine. What was the question?
So no, it's a story. So Dave had to cut in because he just couldn't help but mention how Eric keeps persisting. Do you know the story about Eric in this show?
I don't believe so. I don't know a lot of the lore on this show yet.
All right, so this is pretty recent lore. He got banned for making a racist comment, and then ever after he's been spamming the comments, so to speak, and just trying to get back on, and it's pretty interesting. Anyway, vitamin C is a collagen synthesizer.
Yeah, it's a facilitator. Like your BCAAs is kind of a protein synthesizer. Vitamin C facilitates collagen. Vitamin K2 synthesizes. It facilitates calcium. So all these little vitamins are actually very important for your the development of your tendons, your bones.
Now the K vitamins, is that like the kale and the spinach and the greens and all that, or what is K vitamins? What are K vitamins?
K2 in particular. K2 is there's recent studies being done on it. So there's not a lot that's known about it yet, but they're finding really good things. So it's not super easy to find something with K2 in it. I don't, as far as real foods, I don't know where to find K2 at. You'll have to look that up. But I know there's some supplements out there you can get it. So taking vitamin K2 with calcium would be good for your bones. Taking collagen and bone broth with vitamin C and fruits would be good. Your oils, like your omega-3s, your fatty acid, that's good for lubricating your joints, your tendons. It's getting your green vegetables in, spinach. That's good as well.
Excellent. We're not trying to turn me into super. We have to keep it fair. If we give me all these advantages, I'll be invincible. So we have to. That's why I smoke cigarettes. And
I like it. I'll enjoy a cigar from every now and then.
You know, Casper Pretentious is back as Ninja 1288. I'm not sure what the significance of the 1288 is, but it's okay, Eric. I can kick you out as often as you can kick yourself in. But,
Eric 1288, Eric the Red.
No, Ninja 1288. But with the same
1288, AD.
Yeah, I don't know.
So many miles away is a field from your house.
Well, if he, oh yes. Well, if I do make my tour through Georgia this spring, I'll make sure I stop by there, Eric. But and get a burger or ice cream or whatever the hell it is, sort of fries at that place you work at. Slap my table in the parking lot, and we'll take on all comers. Yes.
See, Eric, you ought to be more grateful that this show made you famous. So, semi-famous, infamous. Forgive me, wrong word.
Yeah, well, you know,
Infamous. So what do you do for training, Bruderson?
So metal. I do some of the Atlas Stones curls I showed you.
Mm-hmm.
I take when I'm bored, I take these little things and clap them together.
Yeah, those pictures, dude. I was all in the Captain's Crest for a while. What did you go up to? Which one did you go up to?
Well, I got the 2 closed, and I felt like I could have closed more, but I hurt my. So when I closed the 2, I hurt something here in my hand.
Oh man.
But anyway, I'll take other stuff like a discus, just your standard 16-pounder, right? And just work it because it's really hard on your hand. Not hard in a bad way, but it kind of.
Just like what you're doing now.
And not a shot put. Excuse me, 16-pound shot put. Yeah.
You know, I pulled this guy. I don't know if you ever heard the name Michael McDougal, but dude is a like high level shot putter, and he's crazy, man. Just the fortitude in his hand and side is just ridiculous. The shot.
Try this sometime. Try this metal. Order a little cheap shot put and try to palm it like you would a basketball.
Yeah. I
can't do it right now because it's slick. Try that. You'll see how it's not as easy as
you
you think.
Like a blob. Yeah, like a blob.
Yeah, except they're slippery because they got paint on them. And so here, since I'm showing you, I like you, metal. I'm gonna show you all my little training secrets. These, you know what these are?
Oh, I don't remember what they're called, but I've seen those.
Medicine balls from China.
Medicine balls, yes.
That's another secret.
Never thought about that. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't usually. I like your spirit, man. You seem like you want to be a winner, so I'm going to show you all the little secrets. You know what these are?
Oh yeah, I used to use that all the time.
Yeah, I would. Gyroscope, yeah. Take you find a rock, find a stone that fits your hand. You know how the guys roll pennies through their hands?
Oh yeah,
Roll a stone through your fingers instead of a penny.
it's an interesting idea.
It's like just a little flat river rock, about
Yeah,
2 or 3 pounds.
very nice.
Take let's see. Here's one for your cupping. Take a plate or a wheel off some
Blade
kind of
curls.
device, and just
Blade curls are, man. That's if you can get good at blade curls, you go pretty far. I think.
and then the last secret I have over here at this little station. See, I do that when I'm watching YouTube or playing chess or whatever I do. Then make you a little hammer that's special. Like this is like a 20-pound hammer.
Yeah.
It's got a real short handle. So as I'm working my way up, I have to choke way up on it to leverage it. And as I get stronger, I can move down the handle, which I can't do right now. But
There you go.
so that's all the little training tools I have.
Some nitty gritty, real world, strongman blacksmith type stuff.
I just sold my forge. I did blacksmith for a while.
Did you? Oh man, you guys have strong hands then.
I do, but they're not.
Have you ever got to pull Drew Alexander? Is a full-time blacksmith down there with Iron Kings and just south of you in Harrisonburg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
they're
never
not that
Drew
active.
Alexander, but I know of them. Yes, I know the Iron Kings.
Yeah.
Harrisonburg, that's only 3.5. No, wait, how far is it from me? That's over 3.5. It's about 3.5. It's closer for you, right, Metal?
Yeah, it's like it's about 2 hours.
It's only 4 hours for me, so it's probably two or so for you.
Yeah, man, I know a few guys from the Iron Kings.
I was in the perfect Central Virginia is like the perfect spot, man. Or for Northern Virginia. When I was in Central Virginia,
that's a great spot.
Everything was close up there. Now I moved down closer to Carolina, and I'm just far away from everything.
That's a bad spot to be. I'm in South Virginia. It's a beautiful area, but there's nothing.
It's beautiful, but there's nothing here. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
Northern Virginia might as well be a different. Might as well be a different
high school that had grown up and moved up from Danville. I don't know how close that is to you.
Danville,
about 2 hours east.
Yeah. I don't remember how far it is. I know of Danville though. I don't think it's too bad for me.
Mm-hmm. That was about as far south as you could go in Virginia, but as you say, it was somewhat to the east of you.
Yeah, Virginia's a long state, so if you take that southern border, I'm on that same parallel, that latitude, but just 2 hours west, closer to
even longer before you drove West Virginia out of the state. But oh well. Sorry, that's his story coming out.
Metal's right. Northern Virginia and Southern Virginia are almost like two different.
They really are
entirely different places.
Northern Virginia could be grouped in with Washington D.C. I think it's more like Washington D.C.
Well, yeah, that's in part that's why the Democrats hung on to not only hung on to the Senate, but actually took back the House of Delegates in Virginia. If you've been following the Virginia election yesterday,
that makes sense.
Whispers of it. I haven't really followed it, but yeah, there's a lot more Democrats in the north and more Republicans in the south.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, politics is not our. Fortunately, politics is not our strong suit. We're better at arm wrestling, right?
My politics involve the hand and the wrist.
That's my politics right there.
And burn you to the pad.
That's right, man. That's the only politics we need. Now you're making me want to arm wrestle you, Metal. But we'll wait a couple of years till you get up to your prime and I get to my prime.
Right there.
Holy shit. Out of my weight class, thankfully. You stay up there in your 220s and 230s. I'll stay down in my 180, 89s, 198s.
I don't think I could ever get that low. If I tried.
No, that's good. That way I won't ever have to pull you, so I like it.
I'd like to test that hand though, that strongman hand. I want to do a practice pull sometime.
All right, well, I'm sure I'll see you at Winter Blast, if not before. So,
all right, sounds good.
Well, like I say, we'll have tons of tables set up all night.
I'll have to plan to stay the night over there. I actually do have a friend that lives in Philly. I could probably crush there.
Nice.
Or I'll just crash under one of the tables.
I like it, man. You're going to be good for the sport. You just if a person can sound strong, you just sound strong. It's awesome.
Glad you think so.
It's a voice. I don't know if it's your real voice or your stage voice, but it's good.
It's actually my real voice. You think this is like the real me. You think it's for stage, but no, it's actually the real me.
Well, and somebody wrote earlier, and I didn't want to butt in, but what was it? No, Captain Obvious said the medal is a chat legend. His Aussie super chats are poetry.
The medalisms, yes, they called they I guess my league gimmick there, they call it medalism. When I come into the channel, come in with a funny joke.
I take it they're talking about Jake Ward's channel, the Aussie Arm Wrestling.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he often. I shouldn't say off. He has come on with us occasionally. It's sometimes for a good bit of time because they're. Let's see, what is Melbourne's 14 or 15 hours ahead of us, and that's why I was I was surprised to see Queenslander on tonight because even though he says Queenslander, he's actually living in the Victoria, which is the state Melbourne's in, and so it was working day for him. He had to come on with us at 9:00 at night. Let's see, world clock, Melbourne. Oh, I can't remember if they were. Of course, now we're on standard time too, which is going to affect things. But what are they? Melbourne, Australia. It is now 5:08 p.m. So they are. Now probably because it's what 12, 16. Yeah, 16 hours. I think they're normally 15.
I thought they were like 10 hours ahead.
No, Melbourne is 5:08 p.m. 16 hours.
Gotcha.
Impressive.
Yeah. But yes. But anyway, gentlemen, it is now speaking of which, it's now 1:09 a.m.
I second your motion, Dave.
Well, I mean, you like to say, hey, I'm the one that I'm the retired character that doesn't have to get up in the morning, but I suspect probably both of you do. So
at some point, yeah. I mean, it would be nice to get up at some point.
My bedtime is about 7 or 8 a.m. So good luck.
So you two stay on, but I'm going to call it a night.
All right, brother. Well, it's good talking to you. You take care.
Good to meet you, man. And I look forward to seeing how you do. All right.
You too, brother.
Okay, we'll give you a fuck that guy when you get off. Yeah.
Okay. I can handle it, I guess. I'm old enough now. See you.
Affectionately. Fuck that guy. So anyway, what I should do is, in fact, while I'm at it, what I should do is throw Grondon off, because then we'd both come up with a bigger picture. Let's see, remove Ryan Grondon since he's obviously not here anymore. And so, whatever.
What's going on in the chat? I haven't looked at the chat for a while.
No, there really hasn't been all that. The last was Stephanie Spencer was wondering what Eric's problem was, and Captain Obvious said Eric should send super chats, and Stephanie said that he should send an apology. And then
Benjamin Mac, for vitamin K, the one that synthesizes calcium is vitamin K2. I don't know if eggs have vitamin K2 or not, but it is important that it's K2.
I don't know.
That's about all I see that's relevant to what I've been talking about.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. I've just discovered here I can get Ryan off the picture, but I cannot throw him out.
Can you still send us pictures of shriveled nuts?
Yeah.
I think we're actually seeing his dream. I think he's asleep, and we're just seeing his dreams. He's so embedded into the 98%. We see his thought patterns in the YouTube channel. So he's dreaming of Paul Italia and testicles.
That's entirely possible. But see, his problem, and damn it, he exhibits his sleep apnea bad. He finally got the test, and they said yes, he's barely sleeping. So it's like, okay, so I don't know if his CPAP has come in yet, but I mean, he used to say how his wife described how he slept, and I said that is absolutely the definition of sleep apnea. Suddenly wake up and whatever. And honestly, for years I've stayed on when we're driving home from a tournament separately because we're going in slightly different directions. He's Philly, I'm an hour and a half north, and I would be on the phone with or on the phone with him to try to keep him awake. I mean, he's had that for some time. So I'm really surprised he was up as late as he was.
He's going Michael Todd with the CPAP.
Yeah, I mean, I've used one myself for years, but I'm not nearly as bad as he is.
Yeah, I've heard so many people have sleep apnea and they don't know it. It's like a really common thing.
Oh yeah, it's remarkable.
They see wonders from it.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, it's really, you don't realize how much your body is screwed up if you do not get a decent sleep.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
I mean, it really is really screwed up thoroughly. But yeah, Carol, no, you're right. He finally did get the test. I mean, his wife was describing it to him. And I said, that is classic. He is absolutely describing symptoms of sleep apnea. We've known he's had it so he finally, old pighead finally decided to get the sleep test. They told him he was barely sleeping. But so yeah, he's finally gotten the darn thing.
That's good. I'm sure he'll be feeling a lot better after that. Energy. Probably, shoot, when you get better sleep, your hormones balance out more too. I remember. Dude, I remember there was a time I was, my hormones were jacked up. My testosterone was pretty low too. It wasn't too low, but my estrogen was really high. And I couldn't burn fat. I was a strong man, like 280 plus pounds at the time. I was only eating about, like, I could eat 1,500 calories a day and not lose a single pound. It was ridiculous. And and I'm talking clean eating of 1,500 calories a day, no weight loss, and it was crazy. And but I figured it out because I was working a very stressful job at the time. It was a nice paying job, but it was very stressful, and I don't think I was getting very good sleep either. But once I quit that job, once I moved to the job I'm at now, which is basically no stress, and I'm sleeping a lot better. Though I'm up all night, I sleep better in the morning time when I go to bed.
That is what is the nature of your work now?
Same thing. It's in IT networks, but it's just a lower position because I was an engineer. I was a network engineer a few years ago, and now I stepped down to a NetOps tech, and it's really easy to me.
Well, so here once again, though, you are further proof that when I tell people that they think we're all, because of the movie, they think arm wrestlers are all truck drivers or warehouse people or whatever, and we have and it probably, I've told people, it probably leans blue collar, but we have an awful lot of technical people. I know at least 2 dentists, a pediatric nurse, a couple of physicians, bankers, the variety pack.
Blue collar guys are just they're ready on day one pretty much. They're already, I mean, they're just ahead of the game because of the nature of their work and the exercise they get.
Right.
They're just working with their hands every day. They're moving their arms in different vectors, not just strict bicep curls once a week, but they're doing all this, all the rotation, all the different vectors. And
I'll tell you, one of the most jacked arm wrestlers I ever saw in my life was a dentist.
Really?
Oh yeah, Jerry something. He used to be with Beast Mode in New Jersey. Moved to Florida. Can't remember what Jerry's last name was. But
the guy that pulls teeth. They get him to pull the teeth.
Yeah. But
one thing to see before you fall asleep under anesthesia is this giant hole coming in to pull your teeth. Wait, I changed my mind.
Yeah, no, I know at least Let's see. What's Carolyn? Test goes up or down 100. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Carolyn. Yeah, no, really. Let's see. Goes up, test goes down 100. No sleep, no test. Yeah, what used to concern me when I really had it, had it bad, which I did when I was heavier, is, I thought, what's really kind of scary in a way is to think that you really need electricity to stay alive in a way, because I mean, if I didn't have the CPAP, I didn't. Well, maybe alive is putting it too melodramatically, but you would not have been healthy without without the CPAP. Where now I'm at the point where I'm not quite as bad with the weight I've lost. I still do need it apparently, but yeah, we have that was Jerry, and then also the dental Carolyn stuff. But yeah, who was the other one? LaFleur, not LaFleur. Yeah, what was the name? From Western New York is a dentist, and I think it was LaFleur. I might have the name slightly wrong. And Paul Bartonetti's a physician. Megan Elizabeth, they used to pull. She's now a referee, but she's a pediatric nurse. And actually, probably the most skilled person on my team, John Brown is also in IT. He's sort of, I think he's with Bank of America at the moment. But yeah, we have the definitely have the variety.
Very nice. Yeah, you get people all different professions. And one thing I thought was interesting about WAL is they would give the person's profession, and you'd see all different things.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tim Lewis taught calculus in high school. Taught advanced math.
Never heard of that.
I taught history.
Really, very nice.
But I can tell you, you don't get any stronger teaching history. But see, Captain Obvious says, "Isn't Mega Mike a helicopter pilot?" I'm not sure.
Oh wow, I don't know. I haven't heard about that.
Actually, I have a private pilot's license myself. Obvious. Maybe you don't know that, but I haven't used it in years. But yes, I have a slip that says single. Let's see, what is it? Private pilot, single engine land airplane with insurance.
Okay, very specific.
And I'll tell you, I was thinking of going back to, I was thinking of going back. Well, you land airplane as opposed to seaplane, which is a separate certification. And then single engine, I'm not qualified for twin engine planes. Single engine land airplane with instrument rating. And, I'll tell you, I was thinking of getting back to it, and I'll tell you, it has gotten so damn expensive since I did it 20 some years ago. It was like, holy shit. But I was really thinking about it. Nah. And
so what do you do to get stronger? What do you do for exercises?
Well, I have tons of table time, but then I really, as far as the gym, to be perfectly honest with you, when I go to the gym, I was really doing more general strength thing, really not specifically weight related. But as far as hand strength or all that sort of stuff, it's basically table time.
That's the most important thing. And that's the one thing I'm liking.
Yeah, I would guess, I'll tell you, I would guess that in the 6 years, I've probably been to 1,000 practices. I've been damn close to it.
Wow, 6 years.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, before COVID hit, I was alternating 4 or 5 a week, every week.
That's a lot.
A tournament, yeah. What I would do, we have 2 in Allentown on Sundays and Wednesdays. And at that time, Philly was getting together on Mondays, and Beast Mode in New Jersey was Thursdays. So I was doing at least Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Nitro's son, Jesse Simcoe, ran a practice in the Wilkes-Barre area and alternate Saturdays. So if it was a Saturday, he was having a practice, I'd have 5 that week. Otherwise, it'd be 4, unless I had a tournament.
That's probably why your endurance is so good. You last a long time is because you're always doing it. You're doing
it's more than that. No, it's more than that. First place, I had the decent endurance from day one. Number one, and number two, but combined with that I have never gotten. I never got the newbie pains, and I do not get the muscular tendon soreness. It's not just a question of stamina. It's a question of I just do not get the pump. There's something different physiologically. I never get a pump.
Would you say you have much muscle in your arms?
No, really, not really.
That's probably the reason then. You're just all tendon.
Well, possibly. I don't know.
Because when you have a lot of muscles, that makes more muscles get bigger pumps.
Well, although like, because with Adam there, I was telling him about it on previous chats, and he said, it just it's and people always say, well, you're not working that hard, or you're not working hard enough. Well, okay, I'm not putting out as much power, for example, as you would, but I'm putting out maximal for me.
Yeah.
And and so we, like I say, we gripped up and at the after pull in Virginia, and we back and forth, whatever. And after about 8 or 10 pulls, he said, he looked at my forearm and he said, "You're right. There's no difference whatsoever." And then he pulled up his sleeve, and he said, "Here, feel this," because his forearm was pumped, and mine was like, yeah. So I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's just known for. You got me.
It's probably you probably don't have a lot of muscle mass. It's just you probably have a lot of tendon strength.
Yeah.
And then might have to do with just your blood flow as well.
Yeah.
Maybe how's your blood pressure? Is it on the low side?
Oh, beautiful.
That could be it as well.
Yeah, beautiful. No, I'll tell you, I haven't been checking. I was checking because I have heart fibrillation, or I had. It's under control. And now, just looking at this, the last three. Well, I'll tell you, I used to be checking it daily. I really haven't checked that often, but the last three that I did all in October was 119 over 70, 114 over 78, and 121 over 65. For my last three checks on the blood pressure. 116 over 66. There's one was 136 over 77. That's the highest I've seen recently. It was back in late September. But I have the.
That's great.
Yeah.
So duty's calling. I got to get going, guys. It's getting busy, so
okay.
I'm going to get off now.
Well, folks. Okay. Well, we'll see you, and I'll close this up shortly as well. Okay. Good seeing you there, Mental.
Until next time.
Bye. Yep. Yep. And now all I wanted to say is just answer a couple of things about the flying. I had, well, like I say, I have the full, I do have a license, private pilot license. If I wanted to fly people commercially, have the commercial license is the next step up. And then the airline transport pilot is the highest one. But yeah, no, I'll tell you, I had even put something up about flying to, I could be hell, I could fly up and see Carolyn. Hey, Carolyn, I could fly up there in a afternoon and fly back down again. I don't know. I'd say Maine would probably be, I don't know. Might be 4 hours. Well, in your part of Maine, probably farther than that. But I really thought about getting the thing back, and but no, it just too damn expensive. But whatever. But anyway, but yes, Carolyn, thank you for the compliment. But I think it being 1:25 in the AM, I think I will end things for the night. And lovely seeing all of you. We're now down to, mine says 3 days till domestic disturbance. We're actually down to 2 days to domestic disturbance. So I hope to see those of you in the Mid-Atlantic show up at Powell's Tap House, 1902 County Line Road, Huntington Valley, PA, 19006. In the afternoon. Well, actually, we're checking in late morning, 10:30 to noon, on the morning of the 11th of November, and then we will have that in the afternoon. I will be doing brackets, so I probably will not be competing myself. But then again, I'm better at brackets, so I am competing anyway. And although if we have the time, because unless they throw us out of the tap house, we will be doing the after poll and whatever. But yeah, Presque Isle Caribou, really nice. Whatever, really nice trying to get a practice going. Yeah, I was thinking, like, hey, I could fly into certainly, I don't know about Maine, but certainly Manchester to the north or North Carolina to the south. Would definitely be an out and back the same day. Yeah, no problem. But so I really thought about getting the license back, but holy shit, it would have been expensive. So it was like, so much for that idea. But anyway, obvious, good seeing you again, or hearing from you again, and Carolyn and everybody else. And so I will say, fuck that guy. That's me. So fuck me. Fuck me. Whatever. So have have a nice night, and we will see you. I will see you probably a little bit after 8 on Friday. Ryan will get things started and then disappear, and I will be hosting probably with Eric or with Eric. No, I don't think with Eric, with Adam, and Ryan may pop in from the venue, but we'll probably end around midnight, I would think, on Friday night because since we have to get up and run a tournament the next day. So whatever. Okay, so have a pleasant evening and good night, all.